is set. We're all set. Thank you. The January 20th meeting of the Town Council of the Town of Greentown will come to order. Y'all should have copies of the minutes of the December 16th meeting. I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes from December 16th.
So moved.
I have a motion from Mr. Lance. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Everling. Any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, all is in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Moving on to the dockets for this evening. The water fund docket was $150,273.72. The wastewater fund docket, $504,059.96. The stormwater fund docket, $15,832.01. And the general fund docket, along with two payroll statements, is $220,249.49. I would entertain a motion to approve the dockets and payroll statements as reviewed and signed in caucus.
So moved.
I have a motion from Ms. Everling. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Standish. Any questions, comments, or discussions on the dockets? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the dockets and payroll vouchers signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Peel, sir, you are up.
I have or sent over ordinance 26-1. As you discussed briefly in caucus, there's a statute that, well, I don't necessarily agree. It says that, but the powers that be think that it's a prerequisite for the liquor board to be able to issue a permit for a business within the municipal limits of the town of Greentown. This is not an authorization for this council or governing body to issue any liquor permits. It's merely a consent effectively to the powers that be, i.e. the county liquor authority
And the excise board.
and excise, that a permit can be issued for a business within the town of Greentown. So they're asking that it be passed so that their folks believe they're in compliance. I see it harms nothing by passing it, nor does it really, in my opinion, do anything other than say, you have our grace to do what you have the authority to do.
Thank you, Mr. Peel. Anything else?
I don't believe so.
All right. As Mr. Peel stated, we have ordinance 2026-1, and that was it's at the request of a business owner in town that's their legal representative who's selling their business, brought up Indiana Code 7.1-3-9-3, which gives cities and towns the authority to approve the excise board to issue and approve or deny liquor licenses within their area. So as this is pending action for a real estate transaction within the town, I would start by requesting a motion to suspend multiple readings of ordinance 2026-1.
So moved.
Have a motion from Mr. Standish to suspend multiple readings. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Lance. Any questions, comments, or discussion on why we're suspending multiple readings? Hearing none, all's in favor of suspending multiple readings of ordinance 2026-1 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 2026-1 is whereas Indiana Code 7.1-3-9-3 permits a city or town with a population of under 5,000 to enact an enabling ordinance consenting that retailers' permits may be issued to applicants in respect to premises located within the town's municipal limits, whereas the town of Greentown has businesses that are or have operated with a liquor retailer's permit. Little Scrivener's correction there. With. Yeah. And wishes to adopt an ordinance consenting to the issuance of such permits within the town's municipal limits. Therefore, be it ordained by the town of Greentown, Section 1, liquor retailers' permits may be issued to applicants wishing to utilize such permits with the municipal limits of the town. Section 2, all ordinances or parts of ordinances which may be in conflict with provisions of this ordinance are hereby repealed. Section 3, any provisions contained herein which is found by a court of competent jurisdiction to be unlawful or which by operation of law shall be deemed unenforceable shall be omitted, but the rest and remainder of this ordinance to the extent feasible shall remain in effect. And Section 4, this ordinance shall be in full force effect upon passage by the town council of the town of Greentown. I would entertain a motion to approve ordinance 2026-1.
So moved. Is that one? Ms. Everling moved.
So moved.
Oh, Miss Everling moved. I barely heard it. I apologize. Miss Everling, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Standish. Any questions, comments, or discussions on 2026-1?
You think that clarified it enough, Mr. Lance? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Thank you.
like what's happening with this paint. All right, if there are no questions or comments, all is in favor of approving ordinance 2026-1 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed. And this will come down for signature. Thank you. Greentown. Oh, that's not on the, oh, yeah, it is. I skipped. Thank you. The next item for consideration is Mr. Lance, Town Council member, has submitted a uniform conflict of interest disclosure statement. He has been elected to serve as president of the Greentown Main Street Association. And his current title, as you go through the form, is that he's a town council member, Town of Greentown, County of Howard. The organization that he would be considered a contractor of is the Greentown Main Street Association, P.O. Box 71 here in Greentown. Identify the government entity that may be party to the contract. It's the Town of Greentown and Greentown Main Street Association. And the relationship is that he's a member of the Greentown Main Street Association as well as serving as president. He's a board member there. The start date was January 1st of this year. Goods and services that may transpire between the Town of Greentown and Main Street would be gifts, grants, or donations, and cooperation together on promoting the Town of Greentown, obviously. Specific interest is that he's a board member of the Greentown Main Street Association, and it's been submitted. This is for your consideration. It requires approval from the council. Is there a motion to approve the uniform conflict of interest disclosure statement for Mr. Lance and the Greentown Main Street Association?
I would make a motion to approve.
We have a motion from Mr. Standish. Is there a second?
Second.
A second from Mrs. Everling. Are there any questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing none, all's in favor of approving the conflict of interest disclosure statement signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
All right. Moving on, Greentown Volunteer Fire Company. It's on the back. There's two signatures.
Thank you. Yep, yep.
We'll try to make more meetings this year.
I
Start the month
would
off.
appreciate it, but thank you.
Mr. Craig, give me a reminder. 2025, 176 fire runs, 619 EMS runs for a total of 795 runs. Just since January 1st of this year, I had 58 calls for service. So
I've heard the sirens a lot.
it's been a busy start. Something else I'd like to, I guess, bring to your attention. A lot of this stuff stays pretty hush-hush. Not sure if you guys are even aware. You ever heard of BESS? BESS? It's called Battery Energy Storage Systems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard of it.
The way I understand it, there is a contract signed within about a half a mile of this town. Nothing's been done, but there is a lease signed. These things are very dangerous. I know I've talked to some people here in town, they're on it, but I would recommend that if you have any connections with anybody at the county level, they've assured me that the fire departments would have some say in the ordinance. My first recommendation would be nothing within 5 to 7 miles of a town or a school. Because it's not, these things, they go back and forth on how you fight them if they catch on fire. First it was you added water and you sprayed water, and if it wasn't hours, it could be days. I personally, as the fire chief, we don't have the manpower or the interest in doing anything like that. We struggle enough getting people to volunteer the way it is. You throw this on top of it, but now they're saying you just let them burn, and cool the rest of the units. I know some of the research I've done, they've had like a 20% failure on these. They say the technology's better now, whatever. They're going to tell you whatever you want to hear to make it sound good. But it's what they do is they want to tie it to the green energy. There's nothing green about it. They're pulling power off the grid, storing it at a low price, turn around selling it at a high price. They're energy scalpers. That's how they make their money. But instead of, they're saying let them burn, but then when you do the research, they tell you, you got to be so far away, you got to have an SCBA, you got to do this. Well, what happened, the way I understand it, is the amount of water they used and the runoff that contaminates the ground. So what runs through Greentown? The creek, which is going to run to Kokomo. There's not been anything done through the county with it. We don't even have an ordinance to protect the people right now. I'm hoping that if they make application, that the Board of Zoning Appeals would deny it until there's an ordinance in place that can protect. Another thing that Carroll County has done a tremendous job as far as keeping solar and wind out of their county. In their ordinance, I talked to one of the commissioners, they can't have solar or wind within 2 miles of a private well. So that pretty much covers it protects the constituents of that county. But as you know, we've got a mess going in out here. Last week they had a load come in. I think it blocked the road for an hour or 2 hours. Emergency service weren't notified that the road was closed, or we're just fortunate that we didn't have anything out in that area. Been to the commissioners meeting tonight. They assured me it wouldn't happen again. But if you don't know what this BESS is, I've got a thumb drive if you're interested. It's got a lot of information, but it's some pretty bad stuff that I don't want in our county or in our town or around our town. So.
Can you cite a highly reliable source that we could go to find out the facts and not, because issues that come up out of the blue sometimes.
As far as
well, like what would be a good source to go to find out?
when these leases are signed, we found out this through the solar, and there are some counties that have done a really good job of protecting the people within the county. Kosciuszko County is a very good county that before these solar companies can come in and sign leases, they have to notify the county they're coming in. Now, our county attorney says that's a violation of the landowner's rights.
Property rights.
But, this is just not normal stuff. It's not normal that you have in your backyard. It's not like you're building up a confinement building, and you may have to smell some pig or some cow poop. You know what I mean? This is stuff that leaches into the ground. It decreases your value of your property. They say it doesn't. But, we asked the county for a property value guarantee in the ordinance. The solar company said, well, you can't do that. We can't, we wouldn't come here if you had a property value guarantee. So that tells you right there that it's going to decrease your value of your property. Are you wanting like a source of where this may be?
Like, where do you get your information, or where do you go to get your? I mean, that's
I had
where it's a
someone
good start.
It's over the years and over through this project. with the solar. There was several of the landowners that signed up. You know, I had discussions with them, and this is a business decision. This is what I'm gonna do. I think this is the best for my farm. Well, then as you read further into the contracts, you take all responsibility for anything that happens on that property that you own, but it's their equipment. You know, these contracts are non-disclosure. They can't talk about them. But at one point, we had some people that talked to us about them. Since then, there was some guys that wanted out of their contracts, but they couldn't talk against the project and tell the county they wanted out of the project because they couldn't talk about it because they signed the lease. And it's the same thing for this Best, I'm sure. It's just a form contract that they signed and they can't talk about it. I know there's supposed to be one out around the substation, which is obviously farther than 5 miles out of town. But there's another piece of property that's south of town that I've been told that it's been signed up. Somebody called this guy and he wouldn't talk about it, so. Just wanted to give you guys the heads up. Keep your ears open and see what happens. I mean, I hope it doesn't happen, but it is, you know. I've been fighting the solar project for 5 years. So, you got any questions for me?
I heard a rumor one of you guys fought their roof Saturday. Is he okay?
It was, he didn't fall through the roof. He fell kind of through a stairwell, but he is okay. He didn't find anything out. It was actually a Swayze fireman. They did take him to the hospital, get him checked out. Everything from there to that point checked out good, but he's got an MRI scheduled for, I think it's shoulder, right shoulder. I was at work when that fire went down, so I got there for like the last 30 minutes. But, yeah, I think he's good. Unless he finds something for the MRI, but, anything else?
No, we're good. Chief
Okay.
Wheeler. Thank you. And thank you for bringing that to our attention. I think one thing I can offer, and it came to our attention, I believe Mr. Peel will correct me if I'm incorrect. If it is within 1 mile of town, there's automatic notification of the municipality. We had asked for that to be extended to 3 when the
there's an
solar farms, and
exclusion zone.
yeah, there's an exclusion zone. So we would be notified if it is within that zone, if it's actually that close to the town. We would be consulted on it. So.
Just because the lease was signed doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
Correct, I understand.
Nothing's been done with the county. I don't
But if it does go forward, the county would,
It's just,
if
I
it's
just
that
wanna give
close.
you guys a heads up.
Yep.
Definitely.
You can talk to your friends and neighbors.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, they would have to notify us as well on that. Thank you. Thank you, Chief Ward. Marshal Halleck, the police report, sir.
I got a couple reports, a December report as well as a yearly for 2025. For December, we had 6 traffic arrests, 8 warnings, 0 ordinance violations. Let's see here. We had cases investigated 7. We had 1 criminal arrest, 42 calls for service, and 1 accident investigated. And for the total for 2025, we had 101 traffic citations, 227 traffic warnings, 34 ordinance violations, 182 cases investigated, 23 arrests, 837 calls for service, and 75 accidents investigated.
Do you have anything you'd like to add to the report?
Nope, not at this time.
All right. I'd entertain a motion to approve the police report as presented.
So moved.
We have a motion from Mr. Lance. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Everling. Any questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing none, all is in favor of approving the report signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Moving on to the water utility report this evening. For December, the maximum daily flow was 171,900 gallons, minimum flow was 100,500 gallons for an average daily flow of 130,806. Total water pumped for December, 4,055,000. We had one disconnect and none are totally, are still disconnected. 2, TCR tests performed and both satisfactory, absent and reported IDEM, read meters, completed customer service orders, performed data log on meters, repaired water on Harrison Street, replaced a battery on the water plant generator, and repaired a water leak on a service line at High School Road. Actually repaired Harrison Street twice. I would entertain a motion to approve the water report as presented.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Everling. Any questions, comments, or discussion? Yeah, I would like to add, and I don't know if it'd be at the end, I believe Mr. Lance came across them as well. I mean, I went out and talked to the guys when they were working out there, and it was cold. It was wet. But I can tell you that all the guys were there, they were working hard, working together, and all in good spirits, and really appreciate that. Just worked really well together. And I'd like to recognize that while we're discussing the report. Yeah, that's it. We have a motion, a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Moving on to the street department report for December. Performed utility locates for Indiana 811. Cleaned equipment, picked up brush and trash around town. Salted and plowed the streets, picked up leaf bags around town, repaired the street barn, urinal, and toilet they were leaking. Performed maintenance on the John Deere mower, organized the tool room, removed fallen tree at the landfill in South Indiana, and cleaned storm drains, pardon me, around town. I would entertain a motion to approve the street department report as presented.
So moved.
We have a motion from Mr. Lance. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Everling. Any questions, comments, or discussion on the street report? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the report signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed. Moving on to the wastewater treatment plant report for December. We operated at 29% of the 0.58 million gallon per day design capacity. We had 1.67 inches of rainfall. Average flow was 167,000 gallons per day for a total treated for the month of 5,198,000 gallons. Insulated the final composite sampler tube, which was freezing up. Fluid waste cleaned out the influent wells, winterized and isolated the surge tank, assisted with water main repairs, assisted with snow plowing and restoring sod, and performed all routine sampling and testing, as well as general cleaning and maintenance. I would entertain a motion to approve the wastewater report as presented.
So moved.
A motion from Ms. Everling. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Standish. Any questions, comments, or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the report signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Moving on this evening, Marshall Halleck, any old or new business, sir?
Not at this time.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Lance, any old or new business?
No new business. I would like to highlight Mr. Deo's comments, and on the street department monthly report. I really want to highlight the first line: cleaned equipment and picked up brush and trash. That seems like okay. That's a big deal. Every week these guys are out
it's
picking up
amazing what's out
trash.
there. Absolutely.
I mean, they should be paying us for as much trash as we follow around them and pick up. And it's amazing. These guys do it. They do it. You don't even hear them complain about it, but it's a big job. And if you've seen lately with the wind, you got trash cans laying everywhere. You got trash dumped everywhere. And these guys follow around, pick them up, pick it up. It's just what they do. They're great at it. I mean, they're not great at that, but I mean, their attitude's great about how they handle that. So I just want to say thanks, Mike, for that particular thing, because I don't want that to just be glossed over. That's a big deal. It's really appreciated, so thank you.
I think to your point, Mr. Lance, that's because all of our employees care about the appearance of the town.
That's right.
That's the key.
That's exactly right.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Lance. Anything else?
No, that's all.
No? Mrs. Everly?
That's time.
Mr. Standish?
Just want to recognize now the town members out there working in the cold, but the fire department. There was a fire just this last week in McGrawsville. Volunteer fire department came up, their equipment was freezing up. They had to pump out of a creek to try to get water. It was a mess. It was unfortunate. It was a total loss. They had to bulldoze the house down. But when you're thinking about these volunteers, talking about trying to get people to come and volunteer, it's not always 65 degrees and sunny. We're calling them out just like the street department to repair those breaks. We don't understand until you've been there what they're going through, especially this weather. So appreciate all the people out in this difficult, challenging job enough, and then with the weather that comes in, how dependent we are upon the people that serve us, and we greatly appreciate the effort to keep our town safe and clean.
Thank you, Mr. Standish. Yeah, I would just say that, as a municipality that runs utilities and offers services, it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365, whether we have a holiday or not. We have guys that are on call. We have folks that come in and check stuff, and really appreciate all the team members there on that. I believe we had indicated that there may be a next meeting on February 3rd. There is no item pressing the council to meet on February 3rd, so the next town council meeting will be February 17th. Ms. Duke, Clerk Treasurer, anything else to bring up? Thank you. Do we have any guests this evening to bring items before the council? Pardon me. Hearing no guests, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
A motion from Ms. Everling. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Lance. All in favor?
Aye.
Good night.